Hey, everybody, you might think, NL, he's so demoralized. After like 3 losses. Wrong. 8 losses? Try 350. The 2 wins that I got. That's like eating. We could live for years off of the milk of that camel. Hold on. I'm just looking. You know what? 99 gold to transform 2 of these bad boys into a die, and a heel hook. It's got me thinking that 3 elite path right here is definitely usable, doable, illogical. Turn 1, who cares? Yeah, it's garbage, whatever. What else is new, brother? Hit him with one of these, hit him with one of these, catch him with one of these. Hit him with one of those, look at this. Okay. So we got AoE, and you know, my new philosophy for Slay the Spire is not any more complicated than anybody else's A20 philosophy. It's probably basically exactly the same. Yeah, let's do it, and I will, I'll lose the max HP. That, I don't think I will do, because I'd rather fight elites with confidence, but, what I was gonna say is, basically, there's a little, I mean, it's more complicated than I'm gonna make it seem, I guess, but there is a flow chart. The flow chart is like, at the top of it is, you know, fighting bosses, deck construction philosophy. We want a deck, certainly more weakness is good here. We want a deck capable, and a run, you know, which includes the relics, capable of, it's a little spooky, but I think we should do it. Capable of beating all of the bosses that could show up on a given floor. If we have a deck that's not capable of doing that, you know what? Let's get draw going here. Yo, new update. Just to make sure, I'm just trying to see what are the odds that we could kill you next turn. Probably low. Oh, we can't play anything else anyway. But I thought maybe we would play a survivor there, but this is also very good. I think we got you. If we don't have that, we take cards and relics, of course. That I think would help us get to that point. Then you look at basically like route planning. And I think you say stuff like, are you capable of beating all the elites on this floor? If you are, then obviously we want to fight as many elites as possible to get as many relics as possible. Sure. And like, we want to leverage the strengths that we have in order to get, you know, as well off as we conceivably could be. You know what I mean? So I think we do want to play this, so that we can neutralize heel hook next turn if we draw that. And then I think we just, you know, give me the 4 block for next turn. We have AoE cards, so I think we'll, if we don't get AoE cards or some kind of combo, we're better off going for some sort of block. Luckily we did. So get something going along these lines. Obviously you're going to end up playing that one way or the other. Unfortunately, to kill you does require all of our strikes. Okay, so it unseized us, but it made us lose one of our best cards, but it was still, you know, not bad. So we're going to try to, it's going to be a little bit of a war of attrition here. We want to lose as little HP as possible for a number of different reasons. I think we'll try this. The major reason is we have another elite fight, and I can't remember whether or not we have a campfire in the meantime. I really thought there was a good chance we got unattacked there, but clearly the thing you need to know is that I'm apparently dumb. So we'll hit you with one of these and one of these. There isn't another campfire, so we might actually choose not to fight the elite. What do we got coming up? Dagger spray. We need dagger spray any attack. We're taking 1 damage. That's not that bad. This would be a great time to get a heal from... Calipers is interesting for sure. We got a heal hook. That's a little different. Heal? Nunchuck. Alright. Do I think that we could beat the Lagavulin? I actually think no, which is why I've come in this direction. Now, let's cut a basic strike. Mostly because I don't think we had a better option, but I did want to do something to help us out there. Take another 5 damage here, which is pretty bad, honestly. I don't think any of the relics we've gotten so far really change the way we construct our deck. I mean, I would go so far as to say that, to be honest, most of the wins that we've had, well, both of the wins that we've had, to not be ridiculous, 12 damage, yeah, we'll do it again, have been the result of basically just having a deck full of good stuff and playing way better than usual. I'm not gonna be able to kill you. We can definitely get to 12 block, though. So I think we just, you know, play your cards right. I think we love Caltrops as a card. We will almost certainly rest. We might as well put another heal hook in the deck. But, you know, I am looking at it. I'm like 18 damage, 5 and 4. How much damage can I hit you with? 18 plus 8 is 26. Which will leave you at 46. I can't split. Honestly, smoke him if you got him. I hate that we use the attack potion as well, but I think we made the right call, unfortunately. So we'll upgrade Caltrops. And the major problem with this floor, we didn't get very many campfires, but I think that we had good reasons for everything that we did. Hey, the other major problem with this floor, by the way, is that apparently it's absolutely impossible for us to get weakness on the same turn that we get. I guess we should be playing attacks for Nunchuck, but it's impossible to get weakness on the same turn that we get heal hooks, despite the fact that we got a lot of both going on in the deck. Anyway, it becomes a bit of a stall game with Caltrops here. It's a mathematical endeavor. Again, can't get weakness out there, but life goes on. It's really just, you know, him versus Caltrops. Unceasing Top, of course, we should pay attention to that. We do have some zero-cost cards in our deck. It would be useful to try to ensure that they're going to work here. He's not half dead yet. So a turn like this is really unfortunate. We're so likely to draw a defend. I think you definitely take him up on that. And I think this is well worth it, to be honest. Even though we're still taking damage, we got blocked for the next turn. I think you take a stab at it. It's a little bit of a tougher deck to pilot through this fight than I would have thought, to be honest, but Masterful Stab is really making me regret its pickup here. But we're trying. Don't need to hit him for much. 10 damage. Okay, we're gonna get there. It was way closer than I would have liked. This is where you want to see some big blocks. I think this is pretty solid. Just thinking, can we hit him? I think we can hit him just fine. 16. So if we don't do anything, we'll be killed. We'll be killed. We're dead. That hurts, because I thought we had something good going there. Thought we had something special, but apparently not. Apparently I'm a fool. It's okay. Let's try this one. Astrolabe upgrading. Oh, it's transform and upgrade. Dude, I'm willing to do 3 defense. Dodge and roll, set up, skewer. Because we have so many upgraded cards, my philosophy is pretty much the same. Let's fight some early elites and try to leverage that. So this turn, what do we not need? We would probably like to play everything. So setup is not doing too much. This is not that bad, honestly. It's not the relic you want to get, I think. But, we do have 30 damage on a turn now. Definitely Backstab. I think Backstab is one of the cards I've underrated the most, for sure. We're going to play everything. Again, we'll find a way to use setup. I don't know yet what the play is there. And I think we've learned something about Masterful Stab, which is that maybe it's actually horrible. As the Silent, I'm content to lose the gold, honestly. Without a guaranteed shop, just give me the max HP. Although I guess setup could get rid of that card pretty easily. So I'm just running the numbers here. Certainly you're gonna die. So we want to do that to you, I think, and then like this, take 2 damage. Honestly, this deck it looks pretty good so far. We're not taking a whole heck of a lot of damage. We got a great finishing move, which is very important for dealing with a Knobgoblin, who is not who we're gonna fight first. I think it's very simple though. We will set up one of these. But I'm waiting until I get Skewer, which I just did. Catch you with that right there. I was actually going to say this, but I feel like blocking is not that bad here. Now you just want to draw Skewer again ASAP. Didn't get it, so we're not going to get it on a turn where he's vulnerable, but even 2 strength down should be okay. Yeah, I'm still do 24 damage. That went just fine. Anchor's pretty useful as well, and I really like all that attack. So there is a question mark path that leads to another elite, which to pay a little bit of gold and get out in front of it, sounds good to me, dude. I think we'll dump a basic strike, keep the deck a little bit more offensive here. Bottled Lightning. I think we would like to start with, you know, starting with the deflect does take you to, like, probably 16 block by default on turn 1. But a dodge and roll, setup is just, it doesn't seem like it does that much for us right now on a 5-card, 3 energy draw. I think let's take the free block. Free cards are usually pretty valuable. I don't think there's a good reason to play setup here. I think you'd rather just have the damage get out there. So what we want to do is get a good Skewer turn, which is thankfully exactly what happened. Then we would like to draw into Skewer as soon as possible from this point onwards. We have a strike. I think we'll try this. It only saves us 2 damage, but it saves us 6 on the next turn for sure. We did get there. There's a huge thank you there. Ninja Scroll and a regen potion. I think we can definitely do with Piercing Wail. Ninja Scroll is just, it's interesting. Huge Piercing Wail, by the way. At least we got to do 1 more damage. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, but that's okay. So far, it's looking pretty good. I honestly, on our A20 wins, there weren't too many times where I was like, "Oh, this is a win." There was a lot of those runs where I was like, "We are screwed, dude," and yet, thankfully, managed to come through in the clutch. Great Skewer turn, by the way. Did get it. Huge. You could play this. It's not worth it at all. I was going to say you could play this and try to make Skewer happen, but there's your play. You get the upgraded setup on the Skewer turn, and now you can drop it easily on this turn. So what do we want to play? I mean, out of all these, we can play everything, so why wouldn't we? Good stuff. I love Heel Hook. I don't think it's the play right now. We don't apply enough weakness. So this is a AoE elite fight. We have an okay AoE setup, I think. And we just want to get you into the position, and you are going to get there, thankfully, where a single all-out attack kills you. So it's very good still. But a Skewer You know, I'm almost like, wouldn't you rather have Skewer on the top of your deck? Even though it's not going to cost 0. Well, no. Don't do that. Instead, do this. Still kill an enemy. You still get a strike for free on the next turn. And you don't run the risk of drawing all-out attack, which we did. But not being able to play it. So I think this was very sensible. Much better turn, much smarter turn. Anytime you draw enough block, I'm never going to be upset with that. Especially when it also blocks enough for the next turn. Now we just want Skewer. It kills you. And that would be, well, we did get it. That's 3 elites, right? I definitely think Terror works for us here. And, does make it cheaper. Nothing else gets cheaper. 2 turns of weakness is pretty good, but I think we're going to go Terror, and we're not obviously resting. What we're going to do instead is consider popping this regen potion. Depending on how combat goes, because I would rather not have to pop it. It could be very useful for us on the next floor. So if I can get around it and not have to do it, I would love to. So, Skewer is insanely good. Let's set up Piercing Wail for the next turn. Definitely still block, and then put up 30 damage at very minimal cost to ourselves. Then on this turn, this is a good Piercing Wail turn. So is the next turn, for the record, but... you know, I think, again, at small personal cost, we'll catch you with another Skewer there. I think it's important to play that almost every time it shows up, probably. You're doing 12 damage. Okay. I'm going to set up the dodge and roll. I'm going to hit you. I know that, you know, we're choosing to take some damage here, but I'm doing so in the interest of... essentially, you know, if this game had an economy, that's what we're working with here. So we're probably going to have to hit you for, like, yeah, 13 next turn. Good. You draw a Skewer. That helps out a lot. Might as well smack him. Well, maybe it wasn't worth it, but you get 10 block by defaults. Gotta love that. I think we'll set up Survivor. We get an advantage out of playing dodge and roll on this turn. It's kind of the same boat. I'm like, you know what? Let's hit him once. We take 1 damage, but we hit him for way more than 1. And you were hoping for maybe a Skewer on this turn, but not that big of a deal. He's toasted, and we get to keep both of our potions. It's actually, like, potentially a functional run. I just think After Image is essentially best card available. And we'll go Busted Crown. The energy is very nice. So now we would like, for sure, more draw. I would still like a Caltrops. And how do we do against elites? I honestly think we could take out every elite, but I would love to see some Caltrops. Particularly for the most annoying elite of all. Booklord. So I think I actually like leftmost path. I think it gives us the best combination, but it doesn't give us a shop, whereas rightmost path gives us a shop. We would be forced into the elite fight, but we could rest after, and then if we're like, we're balling, go here. If we're not, go here. Yeah, actually, I think I kind of prefer right path. It's an extremely good situation in which to have, oh. Well, I don't actually think we need it on this turn. I think we'd rather set up Piercing Wail for the next turn. We definitely want to play Dodge Roll. We might want to play Defect. Or Deflect, I should say. Well, I thought that we had Calipers on this run as well. That's my bad. There's no real reason to play or not to play it. But, so yeah, I think we got an interesting setup going on here. No doubt about that. Now, that's like the smartest play I've ever made. Potentially, like, unironically. I have a feeling this guy's probably toasted anyway, so I put vulnerability on you. You're blocking this turn. We need Skewer, basically, to kill you. And, oh, wait, I forgot we were guaranteed to draw it. Skewer is even better now because we have more energy. Don't need another dodge and roll. I would love to add more good cards to this deck, but we got a ways to go. You think it's worth taking a stab at this? We're forced into an elite fight, but we do have a regen potion. I think we should go for it, dude. And it's the Necronomicon, which basically doubles the efficacy of Skewer. That's its main value right now. So I think, like, 12 damage. We're fine on that. That's not a problem. So I think we'll just take you out. It's already doing 30. We don't need it to do 30. So we can get some blocked for next turn. Now I'm actually like, hold up. We should probably ice him. Yeah, that seems fair. I definitely think now that we have Necronomicon, we should try to add more 2-cost attacks. We don't have any 2-cost attacks. You're doing 12 damage. It's not a problem. Fortunately, it doesn't help us out that much. I actually think we'll pop our regen potion, try to heal as much as possible prior to the elite fight. This is why a Caltrops is so critical. Like, it saves us here. Piercing Wail is enormous here as well. We're not hitting anybody 4 times, but we could kill you, so. No. I at some point you would expect that these guys would, you know, not attack. That was what I was, foolishly, in my head, I was like, eventually these guys aren't gonna attack. They're gonna take some time off. Everybody needs a vacation now and then. Let's set up, dodge, well, yeah, let's set up dodge. I think you're dead anyway. We'll lose 1 HP as a result. Well, we'll miss out on 1 HP as a result. Okay, 75 gold to remove a card. With the shop approaching, absolutely not. We want Caltrops in a big way. There's no 2-cost attacks. I think we'll take another backstab on top of that. And I think we'll take another regen potion just in case as well. I think if you think that the backstabs are the problem here, you're not paying attention. The backstabs are beautiful. So after image has to come out. Set up at 0. I guess it does cost you a draw on your next turn, to be fair. Certainly that's an easy choice. Do we play dodge and roll? I mean, this would be 120 damage. Let's not and say we did. Shouldn't have done that so quickly, maybe because we lost out on the value of the regen potion, but life goes on. We're not, let's be realistic, we're not getting anything out of Eviscerate. So I am going to rest, and you're going to say, like, NL, you've lost your mind. I have not lost my mind. But I appreciate the concern. The reason that I did that was because I want to make sure that we're ready to fight this next elite. I did think, and you know what? I think we still should. Just pop that artifact potion. Keep ourselves up in front here. It's good stuff. No setup required here. The win condition is so simple. You apply terror, and then you wait for an 8 energy skewer to basically finish the job. Even this, like, is bad. We're taking 7 damage, but it's not that bad. This is working out way better than I could have expected. Still want more 2-cost attacks. We don't need a second terror. Sure, it would work well against Donu Deka. Dude, honestly, let's start with a skewer in hand. I would love to go back in time and take terror earlier so we could get a terror in hand at the start of every turn, but it's okay. So I certainly, you know, to do 80 damage to this guy right off the bat, it appeals to me in a big way. You love that. I would rather not take 4 damage, so we'll minimize the damage we're going to do to this guy, but still, a lot of damage, and then taking none is big. Now we have to wait for it to come back around, which is the hard part, but... we won't play a basic defend. We know we're drawing caltrops here. I was hoping we could get some form of weakness. We can use our block potion. Certainly. No way we're getting around that guy. Still taking like 24. It's not good, but I don't know if there was a better way to play this. I would like to draw skewer, please. Thank you. It's just the most enormous help you could ever ask for. Definitely do not want to add a poison stab into the ecosystem. No regen potion. A second skewer? It's interesting, but maybe I'm overrating this likelihood of this happening, but the odds of it showing up like on the same turn as another skewer, they make me a little nervous, but you know what? Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it. I did think about footwork, and I did think about Flash of Steel or whatever, the finesse. I'll just take the extra strength on turn 1. This gives us a lot of leeway to kill enemies easily. Only thing we could afford is Bane. You know what? We have Regal Pillow. Who dares wins, brother. This is exactly the enemy we wanted to face as well. And we drew Terror turn 1, which is... It doesn't get any better than that. So this is a free elite. Very glad we took him up on the offer. Dreamcatcher is basically worth nothing, but still. Alrighty. So we're hanging in. Do you play a power early? I think you should play a power early here. And, I don't know. I don't know what you play against this guy, to be honest. I think you might look at footwork, which will then be added to our deck. That's right. Probably should have played a Shiv first. Fair enough. It is mighty tempting, by the way, so I think I am going to do it, to go for 12 times 13. It basically... I mean, this guy, he's close enough to get just skewered again, more or less. I think we could, like, set up, dodge, and roll. I'm going to play a Piercing Wail, which was not necessary now that I look at it. And we're riding the lightning here. We just need to live long enough to be able to play a skewer and not have our skewer get stolen, I think is what it comes down to. So we might as well play this. Please don't. You see the game plan here. Either skewer showing up will probably keep us alive. I can only do 1 damage to you, so I think we might as well hedge our bets here and go for something like that. Alright, this is where you want to draw some skewers. We're not on lethal range to begin with. Please, I'm begging you. Either skewer. Ah! So, did I screw this up? No, Seymour, it's the children who are wrong. I do think I screwed this up, but... well, I don't know, maybe not. How are we going to get around 58 with that draw anyway? For now, I think that was a really encouraging result. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya!